Howdy out there in YouTube land. Today I'm going to be building a jig for cutting some posts for electric fence. We got a pasture to fence in, so we got some rebar over here we're going to cut into a 5-foot post. And so that way give us a fence. So let's follow me along. I'm no expert at this thing, so I'm just hoping I give you an idea. Okay, so first thing I do in making this jig to cut these posts off all the same length, first thing I gotta do is make what they call a storyboard. Storyboard is, if you're not familiar with the term in construction, what storyboard is, it shows you where all your marks are on a piece that's you're gonna make a bunch of. In this case, I'm gonna make a bunch of fence posts. So I've got to make a storyboard. Of course, what I got to do is I've got to mark it off. Got to mark it off to where it's square. Of course, that's the first thing you got to do. And then got to think about everything that's going to be in the piece. Well, at either end of the storyboard is going to be a 2x4 block for running the rebar through. So that's going to be the first thing I got to do. And 2x4 is 1.5 inches. So you mark it for 1.5 inches. Now the cutoff line is going to be marked with an X for me, in this case. But where I cut this off is going to be the start, the bottom of the post, or the top, bottom, don't matter. But from that mark down, like I said, the post is going to be 5 foot. So what I want to do, I want to run down through here, because I ain't cut it off yet. I want to grab a mark at 5 foot. So I almost did that wrong. I want to grab a mark at 5 foot. And that'll be my next cut. Then I'll back up off that mark. I'll back up off that mark 1.5 inches for the 2x4. Like I said, put X on the cut. And back up 1.5 inches. And grab another mark. So, what I'll do is I'll mark it so that I know that there's going to be a 2x4 there. Alright. I'll be right back when I get the cut done. Okay, so I got this all cut off. Yeah, I was going to just use screws to screw the blocks, the 2x4 blocks to it, but it's oak, it's dry, you gotta pre-drill hole. So anyway, my drill ain't quite big enough, but this is the one I got. So anyway, what I want to do with these blocks is, say hi to Missy. What I want to do with these blocks is I want to put a hole through the block so that for the rebar to hold the rebar Oh yeah, Missy, you gotta get out of the way, girl. I'm trying to drill a hole. She wants attention. So, I want the hole to be in the same place, or relatively the same place. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp it down. I can get the clamp to move. Okay, so that'll hold that pretty steady. And what I'll do is I'll drill a hole. Since the rebar is 3/8 inch, you got to have a hole that's, you know, a little bit easier for the rebar to go in. So that's my first hole. I'm not really going to mark it nowhere. I just want the hole being in basically the same place on both blocks. So, battery's weak. It's a 12 volter, it's old. Okay, so I made a jig and I marked it where I want my electric wires to be when I put my fence in. This is going to be where the ground is. This is how far I'm going to drive it into the ground. From here to here is a foot. Alright, so I'll cut it off with the side grinder right here. And what I did is I cut both blocks the same with a drill. And that way I can stick the rebar into this block and hold it up there. This is top wire, middle wire, and bottom wire, and this is the ground. I've spaced them 14 inches apart with a 6-inch from the top. And yeah. So let me start making posts. The all important safety glasses, especially if you care about your eyeballs. Put these on, nice and shiny and new. We have one post. Let me pause this a minute and show you what it's going to look like when the insulator's on it. Alright, so that's what it looks like. And I'll make as many as I can make. But that's what they'll look like. Driven their foot into the ground. Okay, so this is the post I was making. The insulators on it that I was making. And so we around the fence basically get around this old abandoned junk pile. But anyway, put T-post on the corners and run them rebar posts in between. So that's what we got going on. Peace out. So I just came down here and set up the camcorder again, the trail cam. I got it set on camera and photo this time, because if I get photos, then I can use those photos to make a video, because they're JPEGs. I don't know what to do with the AVIs. I think they're using AVIs because it's doesn't require as much memory. I don't know. Anyway, we have completed this fence. We got fresh deer poop down here, so yeah, hopefully I'll catch some deer down here in this little spot. So, yeah. Let's go make a video. Peace, guys.